It wasn't a good day. For those that don't know, saddle up your pack mule or your riding mule for that matter. Pull it snug, pull the cinch snug, then let them stand for a while. Saddle up your other animal or do whatever. If you're riding saddle, pull your cinch up tight or snug and walk for about, you know, I'd try to walk for about an hour, but I mean, you walk for 15 minutes or whatever and then pull it up. Because they, you know, first place they blow up, and then on cold mornings that leather's cold and it's contracted, it's tighter. And then as it gets on their body, it'll expand from the heat. And so after you go for a while, I just, like Jet, he blows up like a toad. Bring him over here and stand him up and saddle up my other mule. And then when it's time to put the packs on him, I tighten him up and then it'll just, it'll be, I'll show you here in a minute. You can see I got it kind of snug right now. Not tight, just snug. Now I'll tighten him up. He's been standing for probably, I don't know, 20 minutes. Quite a difference. Today's October 6th. It wasn't a good day. Let's just scratch this day and say this day never happened. Between the dogs running coyotes, not listening to me, the mules acting like idiots, and me almost cutting my finger off. Don't look that bad now, but it bled like a stuck hog. Breaking my antenna on my Garmin. One of my collars just quit working. It's just one of those bad days. Best thing to do is just get back inside. It's already hot too. It's 90 degrees outside. It's only 10:30. That's not even 10:30. It's only 10 o'clock. I got a Zoom conference call at 11. I just left the mules tied up. They're gonna act like that. They can just stay tied up all day. Something I've been meaning to do and I haven't done yet is I keep all my dogs in kennels. And I don't think I have any dogs left that were broke to tie up. And after the predicament last year with the trapper and everything, everybody says, well, you train them, you know, they get used chain broke or broke to be tied up, and you don't have to worry about them as much. If they hit one of those neck snares, they won't fight it. They'll give into it, and that way it won't tighten so much to kill them. Well, I got to thinking about it. I thought, well, you know, I really need to get them chain broke. So, and then if I go and do what I want to do this year, I think wherever I camp, I'm going to have to tie them up. And got to watching how those sled dog guys do it, you know, and that's pretty interesting. Those guys are, you know, they know how to take care of dogs. And so I bought one of these chain gang things, and I was going to set it up right here so I can tie them out from time to time and get them used to being tied up, and not leave them tied up, but, you know, tie them up and leave them, you know, for a while, and then put them back up. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. It cost $150, and it's an 8-dog tie out. Isn't it crazy? Like, I think in this county that I'm in, they have an ordinance that you're not allowed to tie dogs up. How many of you guys have used one of these before? we'll start out with the Terrorist 2.0. That's Hawk, Ace, oh, Rusty. We're gonna get a little education here. Come here, Rusty boy. Hello, boy, come here. Let's see how this deal works. Come here, Rusty. Hey, you gotta make sure the collar's tight enough on him. Come here, Rusty. Rusty, come here. Rusty! Rusty, come here. Good boy. Tighten that up on your neck a little bit, but gotta learn. All right, before I get somebody in here that tells me how cruel this is, let me explain this is for their own safety. If they get in a neck snare somewhere, or they get tangled up in a fence, they get tangled up in a wire, anything that could choke them to death, they won't fight it. They'll give to the pressure and they'll just stand still. I run tracking collars on all my dogs, so if they get in a predicament like that, I can go find them, and hopefully it'll save their life. Now, they're all broke to a leash, so you know, that's how I train them to come to me, is they broke to a leash, but tying them up like this is a little bit different deal. Also, you know, if I get somewhere and there's traffic and I have to get them out of the dog box, or I have to tie them up, I can do that. Or I get to a tree and I have to pull them back and tie them back away from the tree for whatever reason, I can do that. So it's for their own benefit, it's for their own safety, and I think every hunting dog should go through this. Just sit and watch. And now for the original terrorists. Come here, Timmy. No, something's wrong. Good boy, stay there. Good boy, Hawk. Good boy, Uno. Quit. Good boy, Ace. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, Rusty boy. Bugger, come here. This is Rusty. Rusty's mama is P, and his daddy is Al. This is Timmy boy. Timmy boy is, his daddy is Booger, and his mama is Jazz. This is Dan the man. His daddy is Booger, and his mama is Jazz, but out of a different litter. He's the only one I got out of that litter, but he was born without huevos rancheros. He doesn't have any testicles, or they're up in him. I don't know what his problem is. This is one of my favorite ones right here. This is Al. Al is a full belly brother to Timmy. Al is Booger by Jazz. This is Ace. He's outside blood. He is he's got some Derringer, some Terrell Shelley, and something else. I hunted with his granddad. A dog named Salty was a real good lion hound that came from Terrell Shelley. Keith Wilkerson owned him, and I got this dog from Keith. This is Booger Bear. He is the daddy of all of them except Ace and of course Hawk, but he's related to Hawk. This is Uno. Uno is a full belly brother to Al and Timmy, so he's out of Jazz and Booger. I kept the whole litter. There was 4 males. It was all that was born, and one of the males died. And this is Hawk. Hawk's dam or mother is a female dog that they used for lions that comes, I think, from Derringers, but they paid a lot of money for her just as a brood bitch. And then his daddy is one of those dogs from Thai hair that is related to Booger. Solo, and Solo is Booger's daddy. And I sold a bunch of pups to Ty that were out of Solo, and then Ty kind of started his bunch of dogs out of that and hunted the hair off of them. So you got Al, Timmy, and Uno, Terrorist 1.0. And then you got Hawk, Ace, and Rusty, Terrorist 2.0. But anyway, Just gonna let them sit here and soak and get used to it. Maybe, you know, like Hawk's not putting much pressure on it now, but maybe they'll learn how to give to the little bit of pressure and not take it so personal. Good Hawk, good boy.